Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. I am one of the Hellraiser parody creatures from this episode, and I just got done watching Rick and Morty Season 5, Episode 4, and it was so bad that it gave me pain, which gave me pleasure. All right. Seriously, guys, we're here to talk about Season 5, Episode 5, AMortycan Grickfitti. So yeah, that's fun. That's a fun callback.
Yep.
American Graffiti, of course, shot in my hometown of Petaluma, California. Just shout that out right now. I need to get the street cred with American Graffiti wherever I can.
They're seeing in a recent Loki episode took place in Ohio.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So there's that.
All right. So what do y'all think?
Oh, you mean after you just basically blew past all of our introductions? Yeah, sure. Let's talk about the
In this corner, we have Blue Dragon 5. How are you doing tonight, Dragon?
I'm in pain, so that means I'm good.
All right, and joining us tonight, seemingly with a better internet connection, which makes me feel good, which makes me sad and not in pain, Claude Karinga? Question mark?
Hi there. I'm also in pain, but in a good way.
And then the man who's always smiling, always happy, and he doesn't care whether or not it's painful. It's Jacob Weil.
The cringe, it feels good.
Oh, it burns, which is good.
Yeah.
All right, what do y'all think?
Well, I think it was a vast improvement from last week.
I think almost every single episode going forward will be a vast improvement over
I hope
last
so.
week's.
I hope so.
I gotta tell you, I've been hearing just the utter, it's not just us guys, everyone. I watched some reactions. Everyone universally just did not like that episode.
Not even some of the creators.
I know, not even Harmon's not even liking it. So yeah, everyone's yeah. But yeah, this one is kind of a throwback to the season 1 Rick and Morty kind of structure with an infusion of the recent seasons, kind of tone and I guess moral in quotes, if we want to go that far. But yeah.
Yeah, I like this one quite a bit. I think it's probably my third favorite of the season so far after the opener and then the Planetina episode. I think this is a pretty solid number 3 on that tier list. I'm pretty happy with it. I think the Hellraiser creatures were the obvious highlight. I think it's a rarity for this show. It's a rare gift for this show to come up with creatures that are as funny as they are just straight up artistic in their character designs. And I was loving the character designs with these Hellspawn creatures. I was just eating it up. It was like eye candy to me. And then I will admit, the Summer and Morty plot, it was fine. Wasn't the strongest stuff by any means. It was okay. We got some good development with the ship, which was interesting. But other than that, it was just kind of okay. But yeah, I absolutely think the Hellraiser stuff totally makes this episode.
All right, which means it doesn't make this episode.
I guess.
Sorry, but yeah, moving on. It absolutely does make this episode, and I'm not going to parrot what I've already said before, considering it being an improvement. But it's definitely up there in the season. I mean, I'd probably even call this number 2 for me, but I'd have to rewatch this and rewatch everything just to make sure. Well, I'd have to skip episode 4, but but hopefully that one remains on the bottom of the list. But,
Claude, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the same thing as you guys. I really love this episode. It's a really funny episode, especially with the Hairblazers plotline and with Jerry, with the whole guys' night out theme to it. And this will probably be my third favorite episode of the season, after the premiere and the Captain Planet parody episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is definitely an improvement of episode 4 of season 5.
All right, Dragon, Jerry Report, Jerry Smith, 2021. How are you feeling? What's the forecast?
God. So yeah, this episode, So it's interesting. This episode was actually kind of inspired by Dinner for Schmucks. You guys familiar with that one at all?
Yeah, I've heard of it at least.
I'm actually very familiar with that one, believe it or not. It was a favorite of my high school buddy of mine.
Yeah, so this episode is obviously the comparisons just with the whole Rick and Jerry adventure of it all very much harkening back to Whirly Durly Conspiracy.
I like this one better than Whirly Durly.
I mean, I think it's more. Here's the thing. I don't know if I want to say it's more consistent because I mean, if I'm measuring the A plot, B plot of it all, I think the whole Summer Morty thing last and Whirly Durly Conspiracy played better.
I
feel like this one.
What was the B plot in Whirly Durly?
That was Summer. Summer tries to give herself enhancement, and she ends up becoming a giant monster.
Oh yeah, this one. I think this one was better than that one.
I actually kind of agree. Like, I don't love the Summer and Morty B plot, but I don't usually love Summer B plot, so this one was fine.
But I mean, this episode, though, again, it's kind of the meta call out of Jerry does inflict pain on this show, but we kind of found a way to put a nice spin on it. So I mean, it doesn't fix Jerry, which is not the intent. I get it. They don't want to fix Jerry, otherwise, Jerry's like, well, I guess he's not funny anymore.
Very much hearkened into exactly why people like the cringe humor that Jerry provides, myself included, honestly.
It pretty much gave the reason why Jerry's a major part of the show.
Yeah.
And why he's important, why he should exist.
Exactly.
I think Jerry is a much more well-defined version of Meg Griffin as far as being the punching bag character.
I mean, sure, in that we at least acknowledge it. It's not just from time to time we acknowledge it and we try to say something about it. And versus Meg was just kind of okay, well, Meg's the punchline to the point where it's just getting really bad. In Jerry's case, though, it's I don't know if we necessarily say a lot on it. It's just we just kind of implicated Rick and it's cringe because we have the whole point of comparison here, and that we need a cool guy to really have the cringe period. Which
at least feel a little bad for Jerry in this episode?
I do. Got to ask about that.
I tell you that. I feel that.
Yes, did I.
I always just think Jerry in his best moments is just a stupid lost puppy dog. And I think this episode is a great example of that. I love how at first Jerry thinks he's owning the room, and that's what really kind of made the whole concept sell for me. If Jerry was freaked out about the aliens from the start, I don't think it would have worked as well. It's the fact that he thinks he's hanging out with these freaky hotshot alien buddies of his, and then it just kind of gets turned on itself. And I honestly think he has a pretty realistic, frankly, kind of reserved reaction to it. I don't think he flies off the handle by any means. He is offended.
Yeah, I think earlier Jerry would have probably flown off the handle, but here he's actually just more reserved and even basically told these guys to screw themselves, kind of. Which in this case, they would probably literally stick screws in themselves.
Oh, they would love it, man. Just that whole proposition would just be a fucking bonanza.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the major points though, and again, this kind of fits into the pattern of the season where we have a lot of crazy stuff happens and we just inch forward. In this case, we inch forward with Rick here. Rick had he used that sincerity gun that really brought out an honest kind of acknowledgement of he's guilty about what he did to Jerry, and just kind of using him, and he kind of has had the realization, he's cringy because you kind of set the standard. Again, it's kind of the meta call out of that's why we have Jerry the way he is, basically to bolster the Rick character.
Right. And I do think that this season, I keep saying it, but the cliffhanger with season 4 was kind of Rick being brought down a peg, and I think this season has been doing a pretty consistent job of showcasing that Rick is not on his A game.
And they're even showing Morty away from Rick more, Summer hanging out with Rick more. Beth's actually standing up against him more too.
We get a little tease of interdimensional cable, but we don't get the whole meal.
well, I mean, the whole good divers, bad swimmers was kind of funny.
That was
it was.
Because you never think about it. What if they did suck at swimming, but they're great at no Olympian can be that perfect. It's like, yeah, you gotta have some bad
dive
swimmers.
as graceful as you want, but if you suck at swimming, you're screwed, man. That's a high plunge. You're going deep into the water.
Yeah. I do love Rick's. I absolutely love like the dark kind of punchline with the in the aftermath of Rick has learned a lesson, but still he does make it very clear, like, Jerry, the next time I'll replace you. Which is, I think that's the perfect way to kind of toe that. Let me put it this way: I think that ending is a lot better than the Whirly Dirly Conspiracy ending with Jerry. Where basically, he's learned. Again, I'm not saying Jerry really learns anything here either. It's just the fact that that Rick. I don't know. It's going to play a lot better where Jerry doesn't spoil the moment. Where the moment's there, the sincerity is still kind of in the air. Jerry knows the truth, and Rick, we didn't double down on cringe in that moment. I think that was a good call.
It's like, I'll replace you. He's like, noted, Captain.
Yeah.
I mean, you can replace him anyway, so if you wanted to.
Yeah, it was like a whole daycare of Jerry's. You could easily replace him. Yeah, he may have already replaced him, and not
right.
We don't remember there was that switcheroo with the Jerry's. We're just hoping for the best on that one. Maybe we got the whole end of the deal. Maybe that's why I'm so resentful of Jerry. Who knows?
Or maybe they cloned him like they did with Space Beth.
Yep, entirely possible. But who in God's green earth would want to clone Jerry? Let's be honest.
Not Rick Sanchez, that's for sure.
Episode 2 is all about clones.
No, I know. Well, they aren't specifically clones though, but they're decoys.
Well, same difference.
Well, fine. Anyway,
they're clones. They're decoy clones.
Yeah.
Anywho, so let's see. Let's have their other plot lines. So the Bruce Shutback of it all.
Shut back!
So,
I love his intro song when he first shows up.
Yeah,
it's like so cheesy, like cheesy '80s kind of infomercial thing.
It's like calling out all the John Hughes isms.
Yeah, absolutely.
So honestly, this story did not. This story didn't pick up steam for me and didn't play until Rick's spaceship got involved. Until the spaceship returned the whole like, hey, it's me. Remember, keep Summer safe and everything. He's like, yes, that's all right. We're bringing back the ship. That was one of the ultimate kind of dark jokes ever of the series, where you have the spaceship going outside so out of its way not to use excessive force, just gets the traumatizing force. Awesome.
What episode was that?
That was that was the one where they get shrunken down into the ship. It's God. I'm terrible at the titles because they always have like a Rick and Morty pun in them. It's so hard to keep them straight.
Right?
After a while, I'm gonna say it was season. I want to say season 2, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, they always put their names in the title, no matter how uncomfortable it is.
Yep. All right, let's see. Anyway, but once that happened, I think the episode picked up a lot of steam. It's kind of taken the typical story again, kind of the American Graffiti of it all within the title. Like, hey, let's steal Grandpa's car. We did that, and the car blackmailed him. took him on a wild journey. Why, if you knew we were conning you, why'd you let us get this far? So I could blackmail you.
I could blackmail you, you skank. It's like Rick's car definitely has some sass.
I think one of the coolest things we kill a Galactus parody, like Jaws. Like we're luring it with a giant. Not only
that, like you said, we lure him in with a galaxy.
Yep, like either a galaxy or at least like a planet or something.
It was a galaxy.
Okay, it was a galaxy. There you go.
It's like a small galaxy.
Right.
Like a very small galaxy.
Not quite Orion's belt small, but a small galaxy all the same.
And then when they finally killed us, like they measured it, too small.
I know, I love that. Like, oh my god, this ship is awesome.
Okay, that was one of my favorite moments, just because of like just the cosmic kind of scale of it.
Yeah. And so that leads to the change formers of it all. How do we feel about the change formers?
I mean, it's totally like just like a Lake Tahoe, just ski movie parody for sure. I don't know. Like Rick's ship is pretty evil, honestly.
Hey, that ship had its heart broken, man. Cut it.
Yeah, I know, but given some of the stuff,
Rick made it.
I mean, think about the emotional trauma on that ship, though. It's like, oh my god, you're so hideous. I'm gonna throw up on you.
Well, yeah, there's trauma, but then she went. Then there's like murdering everyone. It's not like she was Not like it was Carrie or anything.
I like that there's like a running theme of just like mass murder in these episodes.
But also,
I feel like all 5 we've got a mass murder on some level, right?
Oh, you're right about that.
Right.
And this is also the, if I recall correctly, the first episode of the season without gratuitous sex humor.
Yeah, you're right.
So
But this is a shock.
I really thought we were going that way for a moment, though. With the whole, "You're going to help me lose my, you're going to help me lose, spaceship, though. You're going to help me lose my virginity." Do you even have that? I don't know.
The doorknob does.
Every item, doesn't every inanimate object?
Not my doorknob. And he's like, "Don't do the doorknobs."
God, that's as far as we get to that sort of
I'm
thing.
guessing
again.
Woody has done the doorknob then before.
Which is
I don't want to know. I don't want to think about it. I just want to move on from the doorknob. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, well, considering last week's episode, it's not really surprising.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to. I mean, no, it's not surprising. I mean, why? We don't want to ask these questions.
Exactly.
Like how and why? I don't want to know. Okay.
Kind of like the Lando Calrissian being in love with the droid thing to the next level. Like now that the droid is in the Millennium Falcon, it's kind of like that. Do you think it might be sort of a play on that?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a stretch.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is a bit of a stretch.
I mean, the way I thought it was going was that we were going to have like almost that Transformers idea of like, what if they were in the Transformer when it in the car when it transformed? Of course, I've seen Robot Chicken do. Well, they're going to get horribly murdered if they're inside the car.
They were
during
in
that.
the Transformer while things were getting steamy.
See, that's what I thought was going to happen. We didn't go that route though. It's like, okay, went a different way with it.
I mean, I think that's what they were expecting people to expect.
Yeah.
Especially after last week.
God.
Something I do want to highlight, this is important. What I really love about the episode is how we connected our two stories with the theme of cool. The theme of, there's this that correlating, kind of little connecting theme of the A and B stories where you have, again, like Rick's sobering realization that, he of the part he plays in Jerry's cringe factor and, the cutback of it all, where basically we have a cliche, we have this a walking cool cliche in that Summer and Morty are projecting their own self-worth onto. So again, kind of like two angles of playing.
I do think that they handled high school politics in this episode. Like they don't. There's not a lot of it, but the stuff that they do have is quite on point. Especially the post-credits gag about the pants.
I tell you, I'm of two minds about the post-credit.
Okay.
Because on one end, I think it's
I'd be eaten alive if I went to that high school. I wear like 3 pairs of pants, and I rotate them maybe once every 3 days.
In high school, I would have just the thought of should I just there's no way they're gonna know, but you know what? I mean, I'll know. It's like that. It's not.
I always wear the same pair of jeans.
This post-credit confirmed my worst fears of oh god, what if they could notice the pants thing? Oh no, it's any little casual thought before you dismiss it of I mean, do I really want if I'm just going to double down these pants because I don't want to bother washing them for this color, right? Because I don't want to do a different color to go with the thing anyway. So regardless, what I do love about it,
clever commentary on just how fickle high school popularity is.
Yeah.
Now,
but what's interesting though is that they don't really try to abandon or use Bruce again or again for their own personal gain. They stick by him throughout the whole thing, which is nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what do you guys think of the ship coming in with the microchipped woman?
So yeah, this is what I wanted to get in earlier. That I love that the ship's it's less mass murdery. It's more just when the ship tries not to do something violent, it gets much more twisted. Because that's what we saw in that whole keep Summer safe episode. In this case, let's take our Allison Hannigan kind of character here, and she's not dead, but she might as well be dead. She's probably brain dead, a giant stapled in, but not even a well planted.
More like it was basically forcibly jammed into the back of her skull.
Exactly. She gonna be okay? We don't answer it.
Well, probably not after the ship blew and it blew up the hole in the wall.
Well, we know that for fact now, yeah. So I love that, again, they were offered the opportunity to abandon Shutback, and again, learning the moral of the thing, like, it's less cool leaving someone to dry like that, which we're not going to do, which, again, I was like, yay, Morty and Summer learned something, yeah!
Yeah, and Morty and Summer probably would just left him there.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. So that was great. I'm sorry. Back to the post credit for a second. Again, I seriously, I'm not crazy about the whole pants gag, but I do love the whole "he lacks slacks." It's just such a catchy, funny line. He lacks slacks.
Yep, that is pretty funny.
And the mailbox thing is really funny. So there's like a plan of
I like that we played off
mailboxes.
some of the stuff from the credits, and I really want to see Morty land that putt.
Oh yeah, that'd be.
I just
with no interruption.
Remember they attack mailboxes and female boxes.
Nice.
I wonder if there's any binary mailboxes. So
Yeah,
non-binary.
probably not.
Probably digital. Or like there would be emails.
There you go.
We'll let it pass. Okay, so Tiki, there was a gag in here tailored towards you, my friend. What did you think about it?
Huh?
There's a gag in here just for you. Like,
the Jurassic Park one. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like, it's not the first time we've seen the thing.
Yeah.
It's clear that like Rick is a fan of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, we had the whole anatomy park. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, don't judge me. I just watched, if you couldn't tell, I watched Jurassic Park. So good.
Fact.
Yeah.
There were some hidden gags in the bar that I want to point out.
Okay.
Okay, so one of them is I am in pain, which is, of course, the translation for Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. This is all stuff that's written on the chalkboard.
Right.
One of them is, high IQ, which is, of course, the play on the whole, like, in order to understand Rick and Morty, you have to have a very high IQ.
Which is
not true.
Those are the only two I can really remember, but there's a few Easter eggs like that.
Just a few. One thing I want to get in there. It's very simple, but I really liked it. I love the way you get the hell as a hell cube.
Yeah.
I mean, why does Rick have one of them? Who cares?
Yeah, a lot of people keep pointing out he's barely using the portal gun this season, which is kind of. I mean, I think he used it to get there so they could use the hell cube, but I'm just saying it's barely been used.
I mean, it's nice that they're not using it as a crutch, at least.
Yeah, no, that's good. No problem there. I'm just saying a lot of people have been kind of making a buzz about it, so I just figure we can bring it up. Let's see. It's Hellraiser, Rick and Beth. Just in terms of design, obviously we like a masochistic and I guess comedy and stuff there.
And somehow Rick has a Merlin through his body.
I have no idea. Wait, is a swordfish or a marlin, or is that the same thing?
I think they're pretty much the same thing.
Okay, but yeah, why does he have like a giant fish out of his midsection? Like, why?
It's like it's the best part of this thing. I mean, apparently unless we're reading too much into it, he probably just likes it.
Yeah.
Considering this is Rick, that's not too surprising.
I was wondering if it's like an illusion, or he just has always had like a fake midsection this whole time. That's what I want to know.
I mean, considering we see through it later without the Marlin, it's hard to tell.
I know, that's the thing. Also, we had a great line too. Just, I think summed up the Jerry dynamic perfectly. The whole, hey, I love her, she loves you. Those credits don't transfer. It's a great line. Yeah.
It's like he barely even tolerates him.
Yep.
Like not
we
even.
all do.
I mean, I don't mind him that much.
I know, I'm sorry. I mean, how I feel. Yes. All right, so we call out the rusty. Oh, I love it. We call out the rusty hooks. We never do that ever. It's like, why would those chains hold if they're so ancient and scary looking? It's like, you put them on the meat hooks, and they instantly break, and that was their salvation. It's a great call out. Yeah,
they should have at least oiled them. At least, or like, preserve them.
Maintain those chains, man, or else this is gonna happen.
Or at least use magic chains since they're in hell.
Yeah.
And considering they like pain, you'd think they would keep that up to date.
Yep.
Which I don't know. I mean, everything's opposite down
No,
there.
we want to infect everybody. No, you're going to torture somebody. You got to do it right.
If you want to threaten me, do it properly.
Exactly.
I wonder where the devil was at in this episode.
That is on sabbatical.
He's probably somewhere else in hell, or in another version of hell.
No, he's in Los Angeles.
Wait, didn't Alfred Molina voice the devil in one episode?
Yes, in fact, I think we beat the crap out of him. Is he dead, do you think, or is he
It's hard to I don't remember. Wasn't that like a season 1 episode? Or at the very least season 2?
Yeah, here's the thing. I want to say season 1, but even I don't know, it could be season 2. It feels like it'd be a season 1 thing though, in terms of like how it caught on.
Mm-hmm. I think it was season 1.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, like I said, early season 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, wonderful Alfred Molina. All right. I mean, I think we've run the gambit. Anything else? Anyone, Tiki?
No, I think I've said everything I need to say.
When they would turn home, I guess.
Wait, hold it. What, Glody?
Like when they would turn home and like the ship like has to take like a shower because Wick can smell like adventure.
Yes. Well, there was definitely a bit of a lot of 80s comedy in here too, like teen comedy, particularly Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because we had one of the cringiest moments for me, the karaoke sequence, and we have him do the "Oh Yeah" song. It was like, I mean, I was,
oh yeah,
I was feeling the cringe. Like, no, how dare you defile this, Jerry? Curse you, Parnell.
I bet Parnell had a blast recording that.
And then the whole that dumb Dr. Doolittle thing he was doing,
oh god, that was great.
That was funny.
And then I also just want to point out again, like I feel like we can't really like properly dissect it, like properly emulate it, just because it goes on so deep. But the whole like, oh, that brings me pain, which is bad, which is good. Like when they get into act 3 with the big solution to everything, it's all really clever sci-fi. Like it's just enough clever sci-fi that kind of give me like, that's a nice hit of Rick and Morty sci-fi.
I forget this guy's name, but I look like the coat hanger neck guy, and he corrects him.
And I'm offended, which means I like it.
Yeah, that was great.
We need more people like coat hanger head.
Yeah,
indeed. All right, and on that note, guys, I think that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what's next week's episode about? Do you know?
Let's see. Next week, oh God, I watched a preview for it. Jacob, do you know?
I don't have. I mean, I think I have the episode list pulled up. Let me try and find it.
Yeah, I don't remember what the preview was off the top of my head.
I mean, I don't have the preview or anything, but let me see. It's called Rick and Morty's Thanksploitation Spectacular.
Huh.
Well, if that's not self-indulgent, I don't know what is.
All right. Well, big thanks to all y'all for being here, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub.
Oh yeah.
It brings me pain, so it's good.
He lacks slacks.
Which means it's sad, which means it's good.
He lacks slacks.